Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two topics for this video, but they are related. The first one is Donald Trump declares all Biden Autopen documents void. And I didn't pick this just because he allegedly, reportedly, declares them void, but I will put it together with the electronic voting machines in the United States of America. As a free human being, supposedly, I am allowed to, have my opinion and express my opinion freely without being afraid of negative retributions coming from YouTube, for instance, who would like to promote the idea that in the United States of America, the elections are free and they are open and they are not rigged and we have a beautiful system. Well, as a free human being, I'm allowed to make a fool of myself and give you my view on how the elections are ran using not the Autopen, which I think helps prove the electronic voting machines. Okay, that's the first topic. The second topic. Do you know one thing that cannot be criticized out there by the elites? All right, if you already know that, I will show you three families who have that one thing in their midst of the family. That is the same, not a gene, semen. I'm being nice, but hey, why? Because you're gonna have Hillary Clinton, you're going to have the Kennedy family, and you're going to have the Trump family having the same semen inside the family. And that's great. Why? They cannot criticize and they cannot run any policy running against them. And I will show you what Hillary Clinton dared to say. And this is what she says. She says that young Americans are pro-Palestine because they watch, quote unquote, totally made up videos of Gaza horrors. Do you understand? That's why. But I will show you who Chelsea Clinton's boyfriend is, as I will show you in the Kennedy family, and I will show you, if needed be, what Jared Kushner does in Trump's family. So let's start with the first topic, but I need some courage before I start that. So this is the first one, Sputnik. Trump declares all Biden Autopen documents void. But before that, I need courage. So I opened a little bottle of ice wine. And I love ice wine. It's from Canada. Canada probably will ban me from drinking their wine. Ice Vidal. Vidal is the... Man, my mouth is salivating because I'm an alcoholic, some people said. I look very alcoholic, don't I? All right. So, Ice Vidal. This is from Reserve 2023, Canada. Right there on the bottom. It's there, Canada. All right, it's not gonna. Keep. All right, you see it? Important from Canada, man. It's only $15. It's 375 milliliters. I didn't drink anything yet. 375, and that is half of the regular wine bottle, which is more expensive. This was $15, $14.99 at Aldi. I never buy at Aldi. Why? I don't like it. But someone showed this to me. I said, that's good, including Vidal. Anyway, my favorite is, I think, 43 or something. No, 43 is the liquor. I don't the 42, parallel 42 or something like this here in Michigan. The best one. But hey, it's more expensive a little bit than this one. So I'm going to drink this with you a little bit, since... Beautiful. And I have my little thing here. I'm going to just let it air a little bit. And then we're going to drink together. I'm not going to touch the glass because you don't want to warm it. But this used to be my favorite wine. It is because you can drink it without food. This is a dessert wine. So, holy moly, fuckaroli, no rock. Very good. Very, very, very good. For $15, send me more. All right. So what do we have here? Man, I don't think I can finish this video. Wait a second. Talk to you later. Get undressed by the time I'm finishing this. All right. By the way, this is a 10.5% alcohol by volume. Usually that's the way they are. So let's start with this one. So what is the Autopen? So because the presidents have to sign so many papers, sometimes you have like a stamp, and how you call it, just puck, you know. But this is Autopen. Someone creates the policy, and because Biden is incapacitated, they run it and they have a electronically printed signature looking like a pen. I don't know if you ever received on your mailbox, you know, I'm opening this, you're invited, you won this, and it's a signature. Like, oh my God, look, they really took their time to send me a hand-signed paper. No, that's an Autopen. You know that. All right. Trump claims that during Biden's incapacitation, I would say, that was obvious, even for a baboon like me, without the alcohol in my system, that they did things that he was unaware what he was signing. That's what I say. And I personally believe that. I don't believe Trump. I believe that that happens. Well, if you know, then you know. You know what I mean? So Trump has other problems. And I think it shouldn't be, besides the fact, do you think that the president really knows what he signs? He's just briefed in the general, he has the general idea, not the details. You have something that he signs like this, an executive order. An executive order, some little letter over there, little thing is something that he would disagree with. But if it's put in a certain way, do you think he's going to read it? He doesn't have time. He shouldn't have time. That's why you have advisors. But nevertheless, so Trump says, here you go, Autopen is void. And I'm quoting, any and all documents, proclamation, executive orders, memorandums, I think it's memoranda, but whatever, or contracts signed by order of the now infamous and unauthorized Autopen within the administration of Joseph, is that from Biden Jr. are hereby null, void, and of no future force or effect. Anyone receiving pardons, commutations, or any other legal document so signed, please be advised that said document has been fully and completely terminated and is of no legal effect. Trump wrote on through social. Now, is it real? So what did he do? Let's see. Said. But did he sign anything regarding that? I don't know. Not yet. But that's what he says. A statement on his final day in office. Joe Biden issued preemptive strikes. This is again. This is corruption in United States of America. Preemptive pardons for members. So that means whatever happens, we're gonna pardon you. What if it's proven really that this guy is a criminal? He's got a pardon? I mean, no. So nevertheless, that's beyond the point. This is just true. These pardons before you leave office and so on, these are the disgrace. It used to be something to bring justice to something that was unjustly convicted or something. Right now it's just I pardon my buddies that will give me in the future and gave me in the past. I don't like that a bit. Why? It's been grossly abused. Now let's go to this how do you call it? It's a parallel institution somewhere. People are just sidelining the politicians. Why? Because the politicians are dumb. All they have to have charisma, I've been told. That's it. And then he's going to appoint his team. How? Who's going to appoint the team? Do you think he knows so many able people in all these departments that he's going to be appointing them or from outside? He appointed Kushner, his son-in-law, Trump I'm talking, as the senior. I have a problem with that. Senior, because I know when I was a senior investigator, how much you work to become a senior investigator. But hey, Kushner was senior advisor with the Middle East issues. Anyway, that's America for you, meritocracy. All right. So nevertheless, these guys are using things. They're not going to allow us to really vote and get people elected in the free and open elections. As Mark Twain said, what's his name? Clemens was his last name. His pen name was Mark Twain. Well, Clemens something was his name. Anyway, when I have that in my head. He said, do you think that if democracy would be real, these guys would allow us to vote, to elect whomever we want? That's nonsense. You have the elites running the show. So in the case of the, how do you call this, electronic voting machines, they are computerized, they are programs. You can make things up. You can change them, you can hack them, you can, not necessarily on the voting machine. The voting machine could register exactly how you voted. I'm not saying that. But from there, the communication could be altered when it gets to the head office, and their final results are manipulated, however. And not only that, remember, a computer program is made up by people. Whatever information you put over there is going to function the way you want it to function. If you leave a door open somewhere where you can enter and add something or subtract something, there you go. So I personally do not think, I'm very weary that these electronic voting machines are for real. But not for real. Really counting and the whole system electronic. I want the paper ballot. You sign it. Not with the Autopen. You sign it, stamp it, and you say, maybe with a picture you can even have that. But pictures now, with AI, they can do whatever they want. Nevertheless, you can recount. The same could be with a paper ballot, right? Well, nothing is perfect except you. All right, so that's the first one. Let's go and see what actually Hillary Clinton thinks about the Americans, the deplorables. But before that, let me talk to this guy. Very good. Hillary Clinton says young Americans are pro-Palestine because they watch, and I'm quoting, totally made up, end quote, videos of Gaza horrors. So totally, that means 100%. Former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton complained at a conference hosted by an Israeli newspaper on Tuesday that young Americans were becoming sympathetic towards Palestinians because they watch, and I'm quoting, totally made up videos of the horrors in Gaza on social media. And I'm quoting, smart, well-educated young people from our own country, from around the world, where they are getting their information, asked Clinton during a New York conference. What do you want? Hosted by the Israeli newspaper Israel Hayom. And I'm quoting, they were getting their information from social media, particularly TikTok. It's okay, now the guys in Israel own it, don't they? Or the Israelis in America own it. She continued, and I'm quoting, that is where they were learning about what happened on October 7th, what happened in the days, weeks, and months to follow. That's a serious problem. It's a serious problem for democracy. Okay, whether it's Israel or the United States, and it's a serious problem for our young people. Clinton complained that when she tried to talk to young people, and I'm quoting, to engage in some kind of reasonable discussion, because you can't, she's too smart, it was very difficult because they did not know history like you do. Remember when she lied that she landed in Sarajevo under the fire? You remember? That was a lie. There were very little context. They had very little context. Oh, you know what the context is? The context is the limits they impose on you, how much you... Okay, how about we talk about the Holocaust? Can we talk about the Holocaust? And see how much context they give you in the Holocaust. And they will call you Holocaust denier in a second if you dare to ask questions. So I want to hear her about that issue. You know exactly what's going to happen. And I suspect I will tell you one of the reasons why. And what they were being told on social media was just one-sided. It was pure propaganda. And I'm quoting, it's not just the usual suspects. It's a lot of young Jewish Americans who don't know the history and don't understand. A lot of the challenge is with younger people. More than 50% of people in America, young people in America, get their news from social media. Yes, they broke the grip of the big liars in the so-called mainstream legacy media. The former First Lady concluded. So, just pause on that for a second. They are seeing short-form videos, Some of them totally made up. Some of them not at all representing what they claim to be showing, and that's where they get their information. Well, to be correct, she said, right there, they are seeing short form videos. That's correct. Some of them totally made up. Yes, some of them are. Some of them not at all representing what they claim to be showing. Correct. And that's where they get their information. Some do and some don't. But that's the beauty of freedom of speech. I should be allowed, and freedom of expression means that you want to engage in the context of the issue. I would like to know everything. I would like to speak with Adolf. I would like to speak with Putin. I would like to speak with all the bad dudes that we are supposed to hate. I want to know. But no, they say you can't, because if you do that, the context doesn't allow you. What's the context? They tell us we should hate them. That's the context that you need to know. Okay? Now, my point is, of course, is about money and influence. These big families now, as I call them, the dynasties in the United States of America, like the Kennedys, the Bushes are gone for a while. The Obamas wannabes now, the Clintons, the Trumps, Biden is gone. These dynasties, they need power, right? More than they have. And how do they get it? Including the fact that they sell everything and they will say, we'll do it for you. Give me the money, give me the support. Open doors for me. And some are interests that are not American. And let me show you a coincidence. I'm not saying that's why, but let me put it in this, how should I put it? In this, what did she say? Context, I think she said, right? In the context. If you, let's say I am an American and I marry a French woman, do you think, and I get in position of power, do you think that I will really, really criticize France that much? I mean, if I still love you know what I mean? No, I guarantee you that plays a big role in me keeping my mouth shut. All right? Remember, one of the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s in spy warfare is this: a woman placed in a position, in a good position in a society. That means, marrying a senator, a defense minister, or secretary of defense, or a president. That person values more than battalions with tanks, with everything you got. Why? She's gonna twist the guy in left and right, close his eyes, open his eyes, and so on. You don't think that's so? I guarantee you that's so. Anyway, so with that context, I would like to tell you this. Sorry, before that, I need some energy, some fuel. All right, I'm going to tell you a connection between the three big dynasties. Chelsea Clinton, ugly duckling, right there. So she is spouse now, I thought they were boyfriends. Mark Merzinsky, no, he's not Polish, all right? He's Jewish synagogue, right there, conservative. He's a conservative synagogue. So he's just, he's just Jewish, just happens to be. I heard that he's in a relationship somehow with Soros family, but I don't know if that is true, and I didn't really look too deep in that. But maybe. I don't see any open society here or anything like that. All right, that's the first one. Second one, I think this goes without saying. Jared Kushner, right? He's also, look at this garbage that they say here. Look at this one. He's risen in a modern Orthodox Jewish family. In a liberal, conservative Romanian family. A liberal, conservative Romanian family. Modern, which is liberal, obviously, and enlightened Orthodox Jewish family. How is that working? That's fine. You can't, put in a context. So again, Jared Kushner is married to Ivanka Trump. That makes him the son-in-law of Donald Trump. So he is there. Now remember what Hillary Clinton said about those guys and Israel. Now remember what Trump says about Israel. Nothing. Only good things. And then we're going to go to the next one, to the Kennedys. Remember this guy that I love so much? He looks, yes, like JF Kennedy, right there, right there. But too bad his pictures are always from down up, so you don't see his beak. I want you to see him from the profile and from the side of the eye, and you're gonna understand. So Mr. Schlossberg, his father is Jewish, Orthodox Jewish, right there, Orthodox, Ashkenazi. Got it? He's over there. Hey, I'm not done. I'm not done. Let me show you this great defender of our rights. You know this guy? And you know this guy. If you don't know who this guy on the left is, and you know only this guy, I would like you to look at Mr. Rabbi Shmuley. Shmuley. All right? Right there. He is pro, right, 100%. And we have something else right there with Shmuley. Look, Shmuley is right there. All right? Spend some time with his boyfriend. So there you have them. Who's behind? This is the very representative picture for America. The Anglo-Saxon looking guy is up front because he has charisma with certain kind of strata of the population, and behind is this Nimen Lume, Tărăpulă, Jmihal, whatever his name is, Shmuley. Right? Okay, so I think there's a connection. You can't really, if you have what are you going to do? You're going to upset the in-laws? You're not going to do that because the in-laws know people, and they know people that can really harm your career. And if you don't care about your people, and if you don't care about your nation, if you don't care about your country, if you don't care about your culture, don't care about anybody but you, then yes, you go and shake hands with Shmuley, and then you go over there and you Mr. Schlossberg, and then you have over there Chelsea Ugly Duckling with the other guy, with the Polish guy. Now, I suspect that Hillary Clinton will never say anything, I'm not saying bad, anything to criticize a negative action conducted by Israel government, not by the Jews, Israel government. She will not. And remember, I choose my words, criticize a bad, because why? They don't engage in anything negative. And if they do something that is horrible, it's only because of past discrimination, the Holocaust, and self-defense. That's all you need. That's the context. You have to analyze that. And when you say something and you criticize, you're definitely an anti-Semite right there, or a Holocaust denier. All right? Thank you very much. If I drink more, I tell you more, and that's not good. You're not going to see me for a while. And that's it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.